I tell you what, that was a bit funky, wasn't it? So yeah, we're back. I'm back. So I'm really sorry for my absence. I just got really busy with drilling. There's a few things in me personal life that I'm a bit busy with, and just life got in the way really of being able to make the videos. But I have been filming stuff, but it's not I don't know, I'm not that happy with what I'd filmed of the drilling. So we'll see. I've tried to do a bit of editing and put some stuff together, but no, I'll get something out. I mean, I finished drilling the serials now, but I haven't finished using the Mega Drill 5000 XL Turbo XL Manifold 3000 Tyrannosaurus Driller X. I haven't finished using it yet. But today, anyway, enough about that. So yeah, and also I had a bit of an accident with my phone. I've got a new one now. A Google Pixel 3. And it's a very good phone. I've moved away from the iPhones now. I've had a falling out with Apple. Shake my fist at Apple. How dare they? Don't they know who I am? Yeah, but anyway, I had a bit of an accident with my phone. The 1050 versus an iPhone. Only sort of one way. That'll go an end. So yeah, so I've been out of contact with the outside world for like 3 weeks. Or well, more than 3 weeks to be fair. Right, so what we're doing today, we've got the KVIK up, not to be confused with a product used by mums and dads for we'll leave that there. Just make sure if you type it into Google, you spell it correctly. Yeah, so we've got the Quick Up. So we've seen this once before, but for everyone that's new to the channel, I'll have a bit of a look at it again and see if I can produce a bit of a better video. Even though I thought the Quick Up one before was all right, but I did that quite early on. So we'll do it again. So I'm going to change the format of this video. So before we have a look at the controls and have a look at how to use it, which is something that if you follow my channel, you'll know I like to do. I just like to go through all the controls that I'm using, all that sort of thing, show you outside, show you what it's doing, what I'm trying to achieve, what I have achieved, all that sort of thing. And then normally at the end I'd have a bit of outside footage and you know, just seeing it work. But I'm going to change it around this time. I'm going to do all the outside footage so you can see it work, all that sort of stuff. Chris is going to come down from Pro Horizon, get the drone out and film me with it and all that sort of thing. So basically, so let me just stop a second. Basically, yeah, that's how it's going to be now. So it's going to be introduction, have a look at it working. Because some of you don't want to listen to me talk and show you the controls. Some people just want to see it work. But if you are interested in knowing what it does, or how to use it, then you can hang on till end of video. Well, not end, but you know, after the outside stuff. So yeah, but thanks ever so much for being patient, everybody, and I hope you like it. I'll catch you in a bit. I'll see thee. Alright then guys, so that's the outside. So you've seen it working now, so some of you now will be quite content you've seen it, and you'll move on to watch another video. But if you want to know a little bit more about it, why we do it, how we do it, the controls, and I'm going to explain all that now. So I'll pass myself, or hand myself over to myself, and yeah, so take it away, Johnny. Take it away. Take it away. I've got to get better at this editing. Now, Johnny. So we'll start right at the beginning, right at the basics. So it's PTO driven, this machine. The PTO drives the rotors at the back. So because it's PTO driven, it needs a PTO speed. So on the 240, this is your PTO speed selector. Down here, this is an electric one. Sometimes in other case models you have a big lever, you pull a little yellow handle up and you move it. On the 240, this is where it is. So we've got 540, 540E, 1000 and 1000E. Now this doesn't take much driving, and it doesn't want to be spinning overly fast because it's chain driven, and really when you've got something that spins super duper fast, it's generally on belts, not chains. So this isn't designed to spin mega fast. It'll spin at a fair rate, but yeah. So because the tractor's well on top of the job and we're only scratching the surface, I've got it in 540E. So that allows me to keep my engine revs down, so the tractor's not working too hard, while still maintaining a you know, the set PTO speed. So yeah, so we're in 540e. Now there's nothing overly special about it. So down on the control console down here, this is your draft control for case, or for Pumas. We've got no draft on it. We've got no draft on it whatsoever. We're just purely using it on position. So this is your position dial down here, and I do carry it. I don't just drop it down and let it do its thing, because those goose feet legs there really will bury themselves. And like I say, we're only working shallow. This isn't a machine designed to work very deep. So I'm just carrying it at the minute. It's resting on the wheels at the back, the land wheels, so I'm just supporting it at the front on my linkage. So on the dial there, it looks like it's about halfway, and it sort of is. I'm at 44% on the linkage. But when I go into the black land, which is back there, which is a lot softer than this sand land, I'll just ease it out a little bit. I just twist this dial and just ease it out a little bit to about 50%, something around there. So I'm just fiddling with that sort of all the time as we go up and down the field, just feathering it. So that's where it's on the position. So that's the PTO there. So the PTO's in, as you can see by that orange or yellow light down there. And we've got the automatic PTO on. So what the automatic PTO does is every time I lift the machine up at the end, it'll knock the PTO off at a desired height, which I've got set. In here you can control the percentage on the Pro 700 screen, control the percentage of when it turns on or turns off. That says muck spreader, but obviously we haven't got a muck spreader on. Yeah, so we've got the automatic PTO on. We've got the 4-wheel drive in, and we've got our preset engine RPM running off of these two buttons, which is controlled now by this button underneath the multi-controller. So if I want to rev it up, press the button. Want to rev it down, press the button when I'm turning on the headlands. So that's how I'm controlling my RPM, to keep a constant speed on the PTO. So next thing, so my multi-controller there is all the way forward, and that's because I've got it set with me 3 ranges here, my 3 forward speeds. Got it set at 3.4k, which is, yes, it is a slow speed. It is a slow speed, but this machine's here to do a job, and it's not all about going mega quick with this machine. It's about doing a proper job. Because if you do go too fast with it, you can certainly sort of suffer the consequences. So yeah, so the multi-controller is all the way forward, as far forward as it can go, and that means this tractor won't go any faster than what I've set it to, even though they do have a habit of going about 0.2 of a kilometre over. So I've got it set at 3.4, but we're actually doing like 3.6, 3.7. So that's just something that for some reason cases do. Right, so we're coming to the end of this length. I was going to show you quickly. It is very basic in its operation, this machine. It's just PTO driven, and then on your hitch, like I said, with no draft, just position. So I'll get to the end where I want to be. This is my hitch up and down. So I just slowly pull back on the multi-controller, because we're slowing down a bit, slow down a bit. Press that button to lift the hitch up. Press that button there to start going backwards. So the PTO's now turned itself off, the machine's lifted up. Sorry, you can probably see my hand in that, sorry. So now we're going to turn around. I'm going to press the forward button down there. And steer into the next run. I'm going to change up a range for me headland turning, so it's a bit faster. And that's, we're lined up for the next run. So now, there we are. So what I'm going to do now is press that to go forward, drop down, PTO will start, the PTO's going, change down the range, push the multi-controller all the way forward, and we're away, So just on a side note, with the automatic PTO and things like that, you always want your PTO to start before your implement sort of enters the ground, otherwise you can damage it. So I've got it set to come on just before the quick up gets into the soil. So some of you probably noticed there when I just showed you turning round that I'm going down the middle of the last 2 runs that I've done, and you can't really do this with GPS with this machine, but I'll just explain explain why I'm doing it. Because this fluffs the land up quite a lot. But like I say, we're not working deep, but what it does, the soil that it does work, it leaves really fluffy. So if I was to do a length and then come back down right next to it, the side, say we're going to the field now, so that side, it'd be slightly down to one side, and then I'd come back the other way, and then it'd be like that again. So basically across the field you'd always be slightly deeper at one side, and you wouldn't be working evenly and even depth all the way across the field. So you'd sort of have a run like that, the run next to it be like that, and then like that, and that'd carry on across the field. And I want to keep the depth as even as I can, so I'll do a length, miss one, come back down the next length, and then go up the centre of those 2 lengths. And what I'll do, I'll ease my position on my linkage just out a little bit, because what it'll do, the land wheels will just be running, because I've got a little bit of overlap with this machine, they'll just be running in what's already been worked, so the machine will sink down a little bit, but I'll just counter that by lifting it up a few percent on the linkage. So the theory is we will be working at a constant depth all the way across the field. There'll be no low bits or deep bits or anything like that. So yeah, so that's why I'm doing one, missing one, and coming down the middle. And if you didn't have GPS, that would be pretty difficult, unless you had, you could come up with some sort of mechanism, you know, some sort of marker mechanism, or something like something to leave a mark, something for you to follow, so you can leave the right gap down the middle. I'm not saying it's impossible, but you'd have to figure it out, you know, somehow. There'd be a way to do it. Of course, we're on GPS. This is the way I'm doing it. Right then, so this is a bit that I haven't done. This is the middle run of the outside too. So you can see here, there is a problem with docks. And here, these are broadleaf docks, and they are awful things. So this is a bit that I have done. So you can see now, they're all on the top. Now, all gonna get dried out by the sun, the sun and the wind. And if it was winter time, the frost as well. So this is the effect that machine has. Right, so we'll have a bit of a look at these, shall we? If you're really interested. So it's my dinner break now, so I can take a bit of time just to explain these things to you. So this is a dock, a broadleaf dock. They are spread quite abundantly across the UK and across the world. This is a broadleaf, and there's 2 common varieties in the UK. That's broadleaf and curly. And a little known fact, maybe some of you don't know, you can eat these if you like to. The leaves, you can eat the leaves. And I have heard of people eating the roots, though I've never tried it myself. They contain a lot of something called oxalic acid, which is it's in spinach, it's in everything that you eat, but there's quite a lot of it in there. But a lot of people do eat the leaves. And a connoisseur of food and things like that, I'd tell you they taste quite tart and lemony. But I'm not a food expert, and to me that tastes like a leaf. That's the docks. The docks are really difficult to control in an organic farming system, because they have got this massive, ginormous taproot that you can see here, which holds a tremendous amount of energy. Let's see if I can break that open. Well, you can't really see, but you can see there's a lot of moisture inside that, and it's really thick. So if any part of that taproot's left in the soil, the dock will just regrow. So ploughing them isn't really very effective, because you can upend the dock like that, but any of this root here that's still under the surface will just sprout new shoots and put some roots further down, so they're really difficult to kill. So the quick up sort of revolutionised the way we can control them, get them up on the surface, get them dried out, and once they're dry and they go all crispy, then it's a goner, which is brilliant. So the next one is couch grass, or some people call it twitch, and this is a couch grass rhizome. And this is like a root, but it, instead of doing that, these go across like that. These sort of spread horizontally across the soil. Now these things are difficult to control because conventional farmers would use glyphosate and certain sprays, certain chemicals to kill them off. We can't do that. And these can reduce potential crop yields by up to 40% if you get a load of these in your wheat, which is obviously something that we don't want. And these will spread and spread and spread. If this was a car, this would be a Lamborghini. This is a Lamborghini of the weeds. This thing spreads at an immense rate. And the only way to kill this, ploughing them, if you plough them really deep, if you were to get that under a fair amount of soil, it wouldn't have the energy to germinate and this would slowly rot away. But you can't always do that. So if you've got a field infested with this, ploughing will slowly reduce the numbers if it's repeated and repeated and repeated. But the quick up is brilliant for these because the best way to kill these is to dry them out. To get rid of the energy, get rid of that stored moisture, that stored energy inside. So the quick up gets them on the top, sun of the wind does the thing, and it dries them out. The only trouble with couchgrass rhizomes is if that bit was to break off there and stay in the soil, that'd carry on growing and eventually it turned into that. And even though this land is coming grass next, this will be occasionally grazed by sheep. We don't want this mixed in with the grass we've got because it will continue to spread. And then whenever in the future, in however many years' time, this field will be farmed again, we don't want a field full of it. So that's why we're taking care of it now, getting it all on top with this little bit of a hot spell that we're having. So it'll all frazzle, die off, and it'll all be done for. And then I can come into this field and drill it, and yeah, we'll have a lovely crop of clean grass, hopefully. Right then, so I think that's the end of this video. Hopefully it'll turn out all right. I've got a feeling. I've done the intro and I'm pretty proud of it so far. I've got a feeling hopefully it'll be a good one. I've recorded this video over the course of 3 days, just little bits of when I can, and yeah, hopefully it'll be all right. I'm trying really hard to make something interesting, and yeah, just trying. We'll see what the end product's like. So not entirely sure when the next video will come out or what. I know I said on the videos before I'm going to try and put a video out every Tuesday, and I wish I hadn't said it because I did it for a little while, but it's just I can't stick to like a rigorous timetable. I can't do it, unfortunately. I'd love to get a video out there every single week, but obviously I work for a living and a young family, and yeah, I shall do my best. I'll do my best. I'm not stopping. I'm just saying that I'll, you know, I shall do my best. Like I said, I want to cover everything, so there will be some drilling videos. That's my main job. That's my job role, really. But yeah, so thanks ever so much for watching and subscribing and being patient. You're all brilliant. I love you all. You're great. You're great. You are. But yeah, so I'll see you on the next one, everyone. Take care. See you soon. Bye.